Hi guys, today this is Irina Busurina, Juicy Life Society, and today I have an amazing inspirational woman that I adored all night since a long time. Who's that?
Tania Powell.
And what's so special about you?
What's so special about me? I think we're all special. I don't think there's one thing that makes me more special. I think we all have something to share and something that can benefit others. And I adore leading people to see their best version of themselves and working with moms and daughters. I have a daughter who's 13, Jade. I'm writing part of the Ignite series, Raising Jade. How was I raised, and then how am I raising Jade differently?
So how differently do you raise Jade?
The opposite of how I was raised.
Okay. So how were you raised, and what is the difference?
Controlling parents, do what I do, do what I say, my rules, my house. There's only one way to do things. And I moved out when I was 16 so that I could do what I wanted to do, and moved in with a friend and got a job so that I could miss school and have an excuse.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we were the pilot high school in grade 11 and 12 to get entrepreneurship. And that was the one time where I went, oh, that's me. I like that.
Wow.
And so that's been interesting. And then being raised and being in control of your own life makes you grow up really fast and be responsible.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when I found out I was pregnant on the pill, I decided this soul really wants to be here.
Aww.
And I'm here
How
to
old were you?
36. Yeah, and I'm here to serve Jade. So she's my little soul, and I'm here to not tell her what to do, but support her and making the right choices and sharing stories so that she can draw upon my life. Things that I did differently was always, when she was little, got down to her level and spoke to her eye to eye, never down towards her. Always gave her two choices. It wasn't, you have to do this. It was like, well, you can do this or you can do this.
Yeah.
Or if you don't do this, then you don't get this. So little
kind
choices all the time.
Education. Like,
Education, always. And making sure, well, how would you feel if somebody treated you that way, right? If she was butting heads as a little kid over a toy, right? So, just teaching those little things. And now that she's older, I trust her.
Yeah.
I don't distrust her. I don't control her. I let her make choices, and we make decisions together and make sure that she feels empowered. Yeah, even at 13. And she's a very mature 13-year-old.
Yeah.
She makes good decisions. I left her at the closing party last night by herself.
What did you do?
And I went home at 12. I was home by 12:30, and she got home at 2:30.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So like you'd be like alone, and then she was on her own, and you on her.
Yes, she was with her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how much I trust her. Yeah.
Wow.
So she's a good kid.
13.
Yeah.
Incredible. So inspiring. So how do you actually manage being like such an inspiring mother, managing your own business? What is your secret? Because I hear from my clients that many women actually struggling of having conscious education of the child and having an amazing business and being in the center of your life.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Balance. Little bit of balance. Sometimes, like before coming on this trip, I worked really, 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 really hard to make sure that the one company could run on its own while I was gone. And that's not the norm, but it was necessary. And because I was training 2 new people, so when you've got new people and a business that you know so well, so that was one thing that I had to give up a little bit and explain to Jade. So Jade spent a lot of time with her friends, connecting and talking about the school year coming up and making sure that they were tight, so that she would go spend the whole day with them. And then I'm like, okay, I can work, and so I could get stuff done. So we talk about it. If you prepare a child, hey, right now mommy has to work, I've got to get this done so that we can do this, they're good. As long as they know the bigger picture, I find. Yeah. And giving choice and giving options and giving some freedom and trust. Yeah. And I always say, just once you break that trust, you're going to have to earn it. But right now, I fully trust you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So trust can be earned, trust can be developed. What is so joyful in your business right now?
What is joyful? I'm playing in a new business. Jade and I are creating a business together, Adventures for Connection. And it's about getting parents and kids off their devices and reconnected through play and adventure. We're gamifying it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is so incredible.
Yeah.
And you do it together with your daughter?
Yes.
Developing that?
Yes.
This
And
is
she has a
incredible.
strong voice about it.
Really? What does she think about that?
That it's our business together and we get to create it together. So she's feeling really empowered about that.
13 years old, yeah.
Yeah. And she's included in every part of it, including the numbers, so that she understands the business. What is the model?
Yeah,
What are we?
how's the
What is our?
structure?
Yeah. What's our goal? What is the structure? What does it look like? And if somebody told me that at that age, I think I would have been all in it too, because I was bored in school. So
Wow.
yeah, she's
Wow.
bored, and then she's got the subject she loves.
Oh, it's so beautiful because like now no one teaches you like in school businesses, right? And
No.
you're like bringing it in, especially into that space. Wow.
Yes.
Tell me what, because like, you know, you sound like you had a lot of actually paths in your business, a lot of up and downs, and just to empower other women who are right now in business, what was your like biggest actually down where you stayed unapologetically true to yourself and authentic, what at this time felt really, really bad, but towards the end it turned out being a great story, a great learning?
I think when you're growing a business and you don't know all your numbers, and maybe you're growing so fast that you're not, you're so in it that you can't look from up here on it. And so,
Give me an example.
so I run an interior exterior house painting company, and we were growing so fast. We 5 million one year, but not enough profit. And so then, and I was trying to do 3 jobs. So of course I couldn't think straight. I was just in it and running like almost a little hamster on a wheel. Go.
Yeah.
Got to do this now. Got to do that. And when I finally realized I can't do this on my own anymore, and I found a coach. And so that coach absolutely helped me. In fact, we've reduced the company now. We've shrunk it back down. We've come more boutique.
Less people, less
more
employees.
boutique, really good
Exclusive,
people,
yeah.
and become more of a team together. And so even my learnings here, I take them back and we have a monthly meeting, and I did the 3 most important questions with everyone. So I take
3
little...
most important questions are
Yeah.
which?
So
Because
there's-
our audience doesn't know.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. What are the things, what is really important to you in your life? What are the things that you want to do in your life? Where do you want to travel? Who do you want to be with? What are your friends? What kind of work do you visualize for yourself? Like what is really in your heart or in your spirit? And to write it all down and then pick a couple and dig deeper into them and
Yeah.
ask, but why, but why, but why, but why? And when you get down to the final whys, you get to the essence of it. And usually it has to do with what your soul's asking for and not what your brain is trying to tell you what to do.
That means you need to actually remove your brain in order to
Yes.
get down to the...
Yes.
So, good
Sonia
medicine.
puts it beautifully.
Yeah.
You
How?
name your spirit, and then you name your monkey mind or your busy brain.
Yeah.
And it's a dog, and you have to train your dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And my dog's name is Shadow, so it's like Shadow Stay.
Sit down with the group.
Yeah, yeah. And then my spirit name is Northstar. So
Northstar.
I already, it knows where I want to go, and then Shadow just gets to
So
stay back
how
here,
do you
Shadow.
call to your North Star?
Ah.
Focus on the third eye, or
Yeah,
looking at
somewhat.
the
Having
stars?
quiet, and just listening to that inner voice, gut feeling, spirit, soul, whatever you want to call it, and asking it the question, right? I'm going in this direction. Should I do this or should I do that? And it'll know. I do a lot of it outside. I go in the forest. I live close to the forest, and I get out and I walk. No devices,
Yeah.
just nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find my best ideas there. Or the beach, or
Yeah.
swimming, like
Yeah.
anything in nature, I find
What
really,
connects you back to
we
the
call it
spirit.
nurturing, and
Yeah.
it's part of the adventure for connection is
Yeah.
to nature nurtures.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
you use your intuition, like one-on-one totally is implemented in your business.
Yes.
What kind of advices would you give to other business people who are developing their business to bring their intuition in? What kind of rituals would you recommend to them?
Bubble time. So take time where you shut everything down and you focus on one thing, even if it's just 15 or 20 minutes, but you don't look at social media. You get off of that. I barely go on social media. In fact, it's a very small part of my day where I book time to go in, do specific things, and then I'm out. My assistant handles quite a bit of it. And just making sure that your big goals, you keep your eye on that big prize. Quit looking at the small things. Don't let little things get to you too, right? It's like, oh, that happened. Oh, well, move on, right?
Yeah.
Don't make a big deal. Don't ingrain it into your body. Focus on
Yeah.
the positive things. What you focus on, you get more of.
Yeah. How do you find your best assistants?
trial and error a little bit. My last assistant was having a lot of health issues, so she quit. And at first I was like, oh no, right? I'm going away. What do I do? I'm not changing my trip. And I posted an ad in such a way that a woman called me and she's like, I have to come and work for you. And she's been like the best.
Wow.
And she's even away on vacation right now. So
nice.
There's actually
perfect alignment.
Yeah. There's, I hired her knowing she was away for 3 weeks during the month I was away.
Perfect.
And said, you know what, we'll make it work. Yeah. Life has to happen.
Yeah, this is mindset,
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yes.
How would you recommend a startup to grow their business? Who would be the first person you would employ?
Well, first you have several hats that you need to wear on your own, and I would label those hats, and I would allot time to those hats, right? Like, okay, I'm putting on my numbers hat, or I'm putting on my sales hat, and really don't try and do it all at once. Break it into little partitions. Again, like I said, turn off devices and really just focus on that, and make sure the most important thing is your numbers, how much time you need to put into sales, and find people that do something complementary to you that you can talk to. So, for example, I run a painting business. So my friends that I communicate with is pressure washer, roofer, carpentry. So what are the other trades? Window people, construction. So what are the other people that are in my industry that I can align with and refer to each other? And I call it networking. And you have to work your network. It's it's more like farming than it is,
How do you
pushy.
work your network?
I'm involved in a couple networking groups. I reach out and chat with people that I feel are in alignment with my business.
What do you chat about?
We talk about, hey, this is, hey, do you have 5 minutes? Can we have a conversation? I noticed that you do this. I really like your reviews. Here's what I do. I think we're a really good cross-reference. We could refer to each other. And then if that conversation goes well, we meet for coffee and we take it from there. I've gotten some of my best, like I have a carpenter that I work with. I refer him all the time. I know he makes me look good. And so when you have those aligned partners that you can work with, it takes away the stress of trying to cold call or do cold sales.
Yeah, because this actually creates your organic sales and organic customer.
And I'm the person, instead of, I don't know, in the US they call it Angies List. In Canada, it's a list of trusted trades. And so I've created a Tania's List. And for my painting clients, they all get it. So whenever I get clients that email me or call me, hey, I really need a plumber. I know you know one, right? So that I'm front of mind, no matter what they're thinking about. So at the dinner table, if somebody mentions painting, it's like, oh my God, you have to hire Tania. Yeah. So it's building that net worth within your network. And whether that be clients. And I always like to educate. I don't do sales, I educate.
You educate on your benefits, you educate
what we can do for you, and if it's an alignment, great. If it's not, and I do a mini meditation before I do any sales. So if I'm doing the sales,
what is this meditation about?
I just stop, take 10 deep breaths, I drop into myself, and I say, may it have the best outcome for everyone involved. So I'm not expecting to get the sale, but I know within 30 seconds whether or not it's an ideal client.
Yeah. You know it, right? You know it. Then you might.
I can tell on the phone most of the time.
Right. Yeah. So 100%.
I've been doing sales since I was 12.
My goodness! Wow.
Yeah.
So what is like your essence? Or like if you could summarize what our sales for you are, what would be in one sentence?
Sales isn't about you, it's about the person in front of you and what are their needs. And listening is the biggest thing. To listen to what their needs are, ask probing questions if required, and offer us and repeat back to them so they feel heard, and then go ahead and give them the benefits, at different levels if you need to.
What are your this is beautiful, what are your 3 emotions to success?
3 emotions.
To success.
Calm.
Okay.
Supportive, if that's an emotion, to support myself, to make sure I do what I need to do for me. So being conscious of needs, whether it be my needs or the client needs. I don't know if that's really an emotion. And I think just
compassion.
Yeah, compassion. Yeah, absolutely.
Self-love.
And happiness. If you're happy, people know. If you're anxious, people know. So to keep that joy there and to make sure you're joyful by doing things you need to do for you.
How do you keep joy in your business?
Depends on the business. In the painting business, I bring joy by empowering others to do better. And so I coach now in the business more than anything. I'll still go out and do some sales, especially on larger projects. But yeah, it's just supporting other people so they feel empowered.
So actually, like a leader, you say that a leader is someone who supports others and who empowers others.
Yeah, I'm not telling them what to do, how to do it. I'm supporting them. And I always say you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay, because that's the only way you're going to learn.
Oh, that is awesome. So I guess like a lot of people wants to be your employee and work for you.
Yes.
With this mindset as a leader. Yeah, wow.
We draw the right people in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, this is incredible. What is yummy in your life right now?
What is yummy?
Or what does mean yummy for you in your business? What is yummy for you in your life?
Yummy for me is knowing that I can control everything in my life by the way I respond to things. To me, because that's all you can control. Yeah. That's all you can speak to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does juicy life means to you?
Juicy life. Full of fun, adventure. Yeah. Creativity. Traveling. That's why we created Adventures for Connection. It's going to be all about play and travel.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What is your message from your heart to the people? What would you like to see more of? What would you like to see less of?
More love. Yeah, yeah.
And
Even if
less-
you don't feel someone's loving towards you, if you just give love back, then you're benefiting yourself.
What would you like to see less in this world?
Less hate, less war. Yeah.
How can we entrepreneurs do that? How can we multiply this message? How can we bring this
By
message
sharing
out?
stories with others. Yeah. Whether it be a business story, which is entwined with a personal story, and tapping into people's essence and figuring out what makes them tick, right? And helping them to realize that they can only control themselves. They can't control anyone else.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself is beautiful.
Wow, Tania, you just I just wanted to finish, but you opened up a beautiful conversation, because I do strongly believe that personalities are so important for the business development, and personal growth is so important for the business development.
Yes.
And there is like no differentiation between like personal qualities and how you actually act or get into as a business person. Could you elaborate like more, let's say, guidance on that? Why people who are in the businesses should go into personal development, should recommend it to bring spirituality in their businesses, and what are the benefits, and how does that shapes the
It'll
whole
shift
impact?
everything in your life, because when you're running a business and you're so focused on only the business, you're forgetting about all the other elements in your life. But when you work on yourself, then you work on your reaction to everything else. You change the energy with everything else, and everything else elevates. More different people come into your life that can support you and help you. You feel better about yourself. People are like, what are you doing differently? How did you change? I mean, my deep dive into personal development, I've lost friends, but then I've gained other friends, and some of those friends have come back and say, okay, what is it you're doing? Because you can't tell anyone, hey, you need to work on personal development. They have to want it for themselves.
Yeah.
And so I think if you can, through business, even tick into that a little bit and get them to see that, when they suddenly see it, they're like, oh, I get it. Little things like, I personally hate hearing a phone ring, because in the business, when it's always ringing, you can't think straight. It's like, so it
You're
became
in a stress mode.
It became a stressful point for me. So I get an Apple Watch, I turn my ringer off, and it just taps me. And then I got a separate phone, and we pushed everyone to fill out an intake form online. All of a sudden, that whole issue was gone. It was like, oh. And now that helped the business, but it also really helped me.
Yeah.
And in essence, it helped me more, right? But in turn, it also helped the business.
Wow, this is incredible. So one tip that you would give like to a person who is already running his business but has like so many like troubles and emotions and things are up and down, like average stress, those people who come into the evening home who needs to drink some wine or watch a TV or like, you know, or go into the fitness center to switch off their minds. What kind of technique would be the best for them to come to the space where you did this transformation, where you are now in full control in your business and you bring this balance? What would be for them the first step?
Breathe. 10 deep breaths whenever you're feeling stressed. You have more hair on the bottom of your lungs than you do at the top. So when you deep breathe, it actually puts more oxygen into your entire body.
Yeah.
And you can't help but chillax a little bit to write things down. Is this a stress point? Is it, for me, a pain point? If I have a pain point in the business, it's like, oh, what are solutions we can work on for that? So to take a problem and turn it into a project instead of just numbing or trying to get rid of it, it's not going to go away. So what can you do? And in fact, getting rid of it sometimes is the solution, right? Yeah. So we got rid of contractors for the most part in our business because it wasn't worth it. We weren't making enough money. It was a high stress. They were in control of the schedule. We weren't. So we're like, you know what? Forget it.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't work with big contractors anymore. And that was a big choice and a hard choice because as a business owner, you're like, well, I need the sales. And so, but this opened the door and allowed space for more homeowners who pay on time. We're in full control. They adore us. Just made a big difference that way. Yeah.
So yummy, such a yummy conversation. So my last question to you.
Yes.
So we both are workshop facilitators and tribe leaders. So how would you recommend those people who've been like here for a month, who are coming back home? Because you said something in the beginning before that. How do you actually implement those things, those changes into your life, and then wait until other friends who are like not haven't been there, how they come back to you and curious in that?
All you can be is an example for others. Don't try and sell them. Don't try and push it on them. They'll ask you, or you're in a cult. But I highly recommend just be the change you want to be and be the change you want to see in the world. And by doing that, you'll attract like-minded people and hang out more with those people. And those people help elevate your life. So you are the 5 people around you, right? So when I go home, I've got a RTT trainer who's highly enlightened. I've got a Kundalini awakened friend who's a healer and communicator, and I've got a shaman who's a friend now. None of these people were in my life 3 years ago. Yeah, and now they all are. And you surround yourself with the people that make the change, and then just be the change you want to see. Lead by example. I can't push personal development on Jade. And she even said here, she's like, it's a bit like school. I'm like, okay, then let's go play. And so we would cut out in the afternoon, get on the bikes and go to the beach. And we would talk more there and learn. So what did you do this morning? What did you like? So I think people will come to you if they're interested and want to ask, but it's really important for you to remember that you're not selling it to anyone. It's for you. Wow. And to take those baby steps. Even if it's just one thing you implement, right? Write down what are the 3 important things you learn this month at Mind Valley that will affect your business and resonate strongly with your soul that you can implement and will change your life.
So one last tip from you to spiritual aligned mothers who are raising their child.
They are their own independent soul, and your job is to guide them, not control them, and to support them in their dreams. And no dreams too wild or crazy. It's awesome. Yeah.
Wow. Tania, where can we read more about you? Where can we learn more about you?
Tania Powell, Tanja Powell, Powell. Just Google it. A whole bunch of stuff will come up, whatever resonates with you. I'm on Facebook under that. And we'll be launching some new sites soon.
What is your secret animal sound?
My secret animal sound?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I don't know. I'm kind of like really with those hedgehogs right now. And I don't think they make a sound.
No?
They're quiet. Yeah. You put them in there. There's baby hedgehogs here. And so Jade's been hedgehog mummy. And so she's been making sure the little kids don't play with them too much. And they're just beautiful little creatures. And they're just being.
Yeah. Did you say like
Yeah, maybe. And little. They got long noses. They're checking things out. Sometimes being the quiet person is the best solution to anything. Yeah. And they have really long tongues.
Yeah, there was a beautiful Tania Powell.
Yes.
Like, for juicy life.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you guys. Much love.